is Josie. We are part of 6th Street Playhouse, and we're making a play called West End, the way we listen. The way we listen. I'm interviewing Meghan right now. The date is March 8th, and we are at this creek.
Like native, and they're not as hooked into the environment as they were, because now we're all into our technology and our computers and our phones, and we're on it all the time, and we don't really see what's around us, and we don't have as much time with our family, and
yeah, so I think it's so great that we're sitting here in this beautiful, beautiful water, right? And it's a really good metaphor. You all know what I mean by metaphor? It's a really great metaphor that there's all this concrete on the river too, because really when Native people, when they were taken from their lands and they weren't allowed to pass their stories and their skills down, that separation happened, right? People became separated from the land, just in the same way that this water is separated from the land, right? And so what do you think happens when you become separated, kind of like, what's your name?
Sophia.
When Sophia was talking about you're not hooked into the environment anymore, you're no longer a part of it, but you got to remember that all of this is part of you. You can't live without the water, right? What happens when the land dries up because you put concrete on it?
There's a drought.
There's a drought, exactly. Things don't grow. You start to suck too much water out of the Russian River. The salmon don't come back. You get silt, right? So in the same way, if you separate yourselves from the land, you dry up, right? And you start to forget that you're part of all of these things and that you're in relationship with them. Same way as if somehow you were separated from your parents, right? And if you do that for long enough, that love and that relationship breaks. Or you might not ever forget it, but it's not as alive for you, right? Because now it's been 3 decades since you've seen your family.
I haven't seen like my dad in a while, and like we're not as close. So like when I see him now, like we don't have as much like laughs, and we don't really know how to start a conversation as much as we used to. Like he used to make a bunch of jokes and like that I would laugh at and stuff, and my sister would be like and stuff. But now my sister hasn't seen him for a while, and I haven't seen him for a while, so like we're not as close as we used to be.
You said it beautifully, Sophia. You forget how to start the conversation, right? And because of these things, that separation that we're talking about, modern day humans that are living in the way that we live now, we are forgetting to start the conversation. We don't know how. We've forgotten. We can. That's what that's what my whole life is about right now, is to help people to remember that you can be in conversation with the water and the trees and the salmon and each other and your neighbors, right? And your father. But it's hard because we forget. And so, I am in the business of trying to help people remember that we are all connected, because it's all so beautiful, right? It's all so important that we remember each other. And I think, and you can take this or leave this, but I really believe that the animals, like I work a lot with different animals, wild animals, not domestic animals, that they are waiting for us to be in conversation with them again. They miss us. The water misses us. The trees miss us in conversation with it. Probably, Sophia, like your dad misses you in conversation, but both of us don't know how to start it again. But I think with the waters, because I have similar things with family and parents, and I think with the waters, though, I think the water is always talking and trying to be in conversation, but we have been for so long, hundreds of years, right, that we can't hear it anymore. So, how do we listen to each other again?